Previously on Power Reviews. I have a date! I have a publisher!
What?
You do not exist.
Can you remember anything from before we met?
Database Ranger? I'm an author.
Two guys in suits chasing after you with guns.
Guy! You gotta help me.
Hi, Database.
Thanks again for the ride.
That's for standing me up.
Mayo, they took Mayo.
Who did?
He dropped this. I'm going back there. I'm going to bring her back.
I've created a partial map of the internals of the facility using selective quantum utility electronic eyeline.
Does that mean you know how I escaped?
There appears to have been some sort of power surge during that time which corrupted the footage. We're going to need to find you a suit.
Might not fit, though.
You're about to walk directly into the heart of alphabet soup.
And now, Database Ranger's Power Review. Greetings, Ranger fans, and welcome to my infiltration.
I look ridiculous.
You look fine.
I feel ridiculous.
As long as you act normal, how you feel shouldn't factor into things.
I have 3 throw pillows shoved down my pants right now. I'm about to walk into a secret organization that's not even supposed to exist, and I'm talking to a TV character through an invisible floating camera. I think I left normal behind a long time ago.
Regardless, I've just about completed my modifications to the selective quantum utility electronic eyeline, and our window will be opening shortly, so I suggest you focus on the task at hand.
I'm focused. What modifications?
I'm reprioritizing the subroutines for real-time video post-production and forwarding all incoming broadband transmissions to the archival storage drives.
Am I supposed to know what that
It
means?
means that if you start talking about anything related to the Ranger series...
I'm not going to...
Please. If you do, it will bypass the existing protocols to generate a new episode of Power Reviews and continue to show me the live feed. We don't want a repeat of the home heating incident.
You mean the housewarming party?
That's what I said. Now are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. Let's do this. Hold that door!
Sir, we're closing.
Yeah, I know. Here's my security badge. And this right here is the next great American novel. I need to have this on my boss's desk by 5 o'clock p.m., or else I'm gonna be the next great American tragedy. You know what time it is? That's right, 4:55 p.m. That leaves me 5 minutes to go from way down here to way up there, and I'll have time for chit-chat. I'm sure you don't have time to waste either. So I'll head up there, you stay down here, lock up, go home, see your wife, see your kids, see your mother. I'm sure you never talk to her, and I'll go enjoy keeping my job while you enjoy your family reunion. All right. Good talk, buddy.
Sir, you can't just... Hey, Mom? Mom? Hey, no, I was just about to call you. No, Mom, I really was, I'm sorry.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Don't get overconfident. Fortunately, once he realizes that I've ended the call, he should immediately contact his real mother. But some guilt-stricken rented guard for their public front is by far the least of our worries. Now keep quiet and focus. Here's where the real work begins.
All right. Okay. Focus. Keep your mind on the mission. Keep your mind on the rescue. Just like episode 18 of Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, the rescue mission. The episode begins on the space colony Terra Venture, with Mike walking onto the bridge. That's Mike Corbett, not Mike... Come to think of it, did Mike from Samurai even have a last name? Oh, and not to be confused with Mad Mike the Pizza Man either. Either of them. Anywho, Commander Stanton is trying in vain to have a conversation with a clearly looped video transmission crying out for help. Within moments, they lose the distress signal, and Stanton quickly has Kai start tracing it and orders Mike to prep for a meeting with the opening credits. I mean, High Command. After the mass stoning of Miranoi, we meet by-the-book Blue Ranger Kai Chen, who is still learning to loosen up, Master Mechanic Green Ranger Damon Henderson, who's always stuck being the bait, our rebelliously righteous Red Ranger Leo Corbett, the occasional shirtless stowaway, sweet self-sacrificing Pink Ranger Kendrix Morgan, our science officer, tribal bikini-wearing empathic alien Maya, sole survivor of the planet Miranoi, and finally Stanton's second-in-command, Leo's older brother Mike, the original wielder of the red quasar saber until he fell down a hole, had his life force stolen, was stuck inside a vengeance-driven Bullman for a while, and then eventually took up said Bullman's mantle as the new Mag Defender. Their mission is to protect Terra Venture from the likes of Scorpius, Trakina, Captain Mutiny, and pretty much every villain Zordon Sea-Wave missed, short of Lothor and the Insectoids. Oh, and to find a new world for some reason. In High Command, Stanton outlines the situation for the Council, and although Counselor Brody thinks diverting from their course to the Eurolian Galaxy is
just too risky,
Mike is quick to butt in with a few quick words about helping being second nature and do unto others that gets High Counselor Rainier's seal of approval for an emergency rescue team. But first, Mike has to rescue Leo from an assault of munchkins to recruit his little brother to back him up on their dangerous mission into the unknown.
Now, duck into the bathroom on your left.
Right.
The men's bathroom.
Could have been more specific. The team's helliship advances on the mysterious spacecraft, and, not seeing any signs of an ongoing attack, move in closer, presumably in hopes of increasing the likelihood of an attack. Soon enough, they dock and get to work penetrating the hull of the ship.
Do you see the vent above your head?
Here we go again. They bust through the wall and start exploring the ship, which looks like what I imagined Spider-Man's apartment would after accidentally microwaving a web cartridge, and one of the soldiers tries to make light of the spooky situation.
Rookie.
What do you mean, rookie? Unless I'm mistaken and you've been crawling around derelict alien spaceships in your spare time, I'm pretty sure you're all equally noobs. Mike accidentally steps in some Nickelodeon slime about a dozen years too early and immediately realizes that something's wrong. They open up an access hatch and...
What is it?
I don't know. Looks like it was trying to get out.
I can't even imagine what it must be like to be trapped in a tiny little space like that, unable to escape.
Good. You're inside. Now get moving before anyone comes to investigate your exceptionally uncoordinated descent.
I'm fine, by the way.
And be quiet!
So they leave behind what's left of the crew member and head on over to the bridge.
Oh man, I do not want to see this.
I guess the guy must have a door phobia. So Mike and Leo head on in, where Mike discovers that the distress call has just been playing on an infinite loop, and Leo discovers a mysterious leather-bound book that I'm sure won't be relevant to virtually every major plot development remaining in the season. Meanwhile, back in command, Kai picks up on a life force rapidly approaching the team. Immediately assuming that it's not one of the creatures they were sent to help, they attempt to warn Mike of the impending danger.
Abort the mission, evacuate now.
Sir, you're breaking up badly.
Get out of there now!
Sir, I still can't hear you. Can you hear me now?
Suddenly, they hear the sound of gunfire and run off to find the rest of the team engaging what could be called exceptionally aggressive first contact protocol.
He got Jasper!
What got Jasper?
Something! He came out of the shadows, sir! Grabbed him, and then they were both gone!
Poor Jasper. First his wife leaves him to become the source of all good magic, and now this. I can't even imagine what it would be like to...
Hey, you!
I can't take this anymore. It's gonna take... Harkin!
Harkin!
No!
Your designation is Harkin?
Soup agents are designated by letter, not name.
Of course not. It's R. Again. Agent R. Again. You see, there was already an Agent R, and then they wanted another one, so they decided to call me Agent R again. I know it sounds silly, but what are you gonna say to the higher-ups? Am I right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Hey, I interested in some lemon ice water?
Carry on, Twilight Sparkle.
Oh, I am so glad you made more of those sedatives after the whole Christmas thing.
I thought we agreed never to speak of that again.
So Mike sends the panicked Hargan to go wait at the helliship, and with Jasper gone and communications down, there's only one thing left to do.
We're a rescue team, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's get to work.
While they get to work, Kai and Kendricks ditch work to find out what's happening to their friends on the mysterious ship. Sure enough, the rescue team encounters Mr. Slimy, who blitz attacks them from above and quickly incapacitates the entire team until Mike and Leo are the only two left standing. I can't believe they just let that thing ambush them like that.
Database! Database!
What?
What happened just now?
What do you mean?
I lost signal. It looked like another power surge. What happened?
Nothing. I was just putting these two guys in the closet.
What do you mean, two?
What? It's the one guy. Let's move on. The creature nabs the book for some light reading, while Mike and Leo discover its webby lair, as they move fast to save their team from becoming a captive audience to the next sci-fi original movie. Hargan is busy having a panic attack elsewhere on the ship. Suddenly, there's a loud slamming on the door. Could it be the creature? A xenomorph? The Kool-Aid Man? Yeah. Nope, it's the Rangers, there to save the day. Maya and Damon help the hapless Hargan back to the hellship, while Kai and Kendricks hurry off to help the others.
Better move fast.
Mike and Leo are way ahead of them, though, having already freed up Jasper, Collins, and the ones who weren't paid to have speaking lines. As the last of them hurry up to meet the Rangers, Leo and Mike recover the book, and then find themselves face to face with the most aggressive library cop this side of the Eurolian galaxy. Why can't things ever be easy? The two brothers bolt, with the creature hot on their tails. They manage to hold it off by shooting at some nearby explodium, and in the ensuing blast, we get our clearest view yet of Mr. Slimy, who looks surprisingly like the Zarg from Babylon 5, aka the creature that producer J. Michael Straczynski wanted to personally apologize to his audience for. Just goes to show what a difference a good suit actor can make. They make it to the hull door, and remembering that the vacuum of space isn't really a thing in the PR universe, as we'll later see when Mike escapes the Lost Galaxy, they blast it open with no fear of explosive decompression.
It's not looking good, is it?
Not to anyone with a rudimentary knowledge of physics. Fortunately, the helliship arrives just in time, and Leo hops on over through their open door. That's right, this door is open too. Mike attempts to jump next, but is nabbed by the creature. And after briefly echoing his near-death experience from Quasar Quest, Kai comes to the rescue in his jet jammer, just as the last of the explodium blows the super expensive set piece to smithereens. Hopefully, things won't come to that here. Finally safe and away, Mike and Leo inspect the mysterious book, curious over what new stories may now unfold. And that's the end of the episode. So, what did I think of it? Well, it's often cited as the most expensive episode of Power Rangers ever produced, and in a lot of ways, it really shows. The footage is entirely original, as is the surprisingly detailed villainous creature and its alien victims. The set is expansive and unique to this episode, utilizing model work, compositing, and special effects. There's also extensive wirework action being included during a time when that kind of American battle footage simply wasn't being done.
Done?
Done. There is also clear artistic vision here to create a dark and suspenseful atmosphere more in line with a harder sci-fi action film than a typical Power Rangers episode. Of course, this is a double-edged sword. The atmospheric lighting means that much of the efforts by the production team are left virtually unseen, and the combination of dead serious tone and lack of Ranger footage creates a notable dissonance with the rest of the show.
Showing system access now.
Does that mean it's working?
Just so long as there aren't any surprises.
Surprisingly, although I find myself more fascinated by the artistic direction of this episode than the story and the characters, which is a definite change of pace from my usual analysis, there is actually a significant amount of subtle development on both these fronts as well. Apart from the obvious introduction of the Galaxy book, we also get a rare opportunity to see Mike's effectiveness in command, and how his brotherly bond with Leo has only been strengthened by their experiences together. However, we do see several trade-offs. Guest character Hargan displays a gradual breakdown from overconfident hotshot to quivering mess, but more than half the main cast is barely even featured. Likewise, while the plot is kept simple, slow, and deliberate for the purposes of indulging in the atmosphere, this results in some minor pacing issues, most notably with the weakly executed transition into the third act, which lacks explanation for the discovery of the lair and why the Galaxy book is taken so seriously.
Seriously?
What? What is it?
The security system's a joke. It looks like their standards have really been slipping.
So does that mean...
Don't worry, I'm all over it.
Overall, this episode is quite a successful experiment in stepping outside of PR's typical definitions of genre and formula, making great use of atmosphere and subtle character moments. While it often runs the risk of alienating its core audience through the lack of familiar tropes, it commits to these choices and delivers a solid standalone story that simultaneously contributes to the overarching plot of the season. So,
Found her!
Mayo. Do we have audio?
We do now.
Ready to begin testing on subject K Gamma.
What?